What's good, YouTube? This video is going to be about bad dating advice. You know, sometimes when I'm going through my comment section, I'm a little disappointed. Now, for the most part, I think that my audience, my longtime audience, even some of my more regular audiences now that are recent, really understand what this channel is about. So they're not really the ones I'm talking about here, but we have a lot of casual viewers and casual passers-by that bring their habits, their beliefs, their ways of doing things, and their ways of commenting into our comment section. And you can find this on a lot of other dating channels, right? Someone who gives advice on the premise of a certain idea, and people in the comment section clearly watching the wrong videos for them or on the wrong channel. We always recognize them because they look out of place. But some people don't look as out of place, but they still offer something that can be very toxic to you if you're on a path to recovery or if you're rehabilitating yourself from a decision-making pattern that hasn't served you well. With that, I just want to offer a word of caution, whether you're in my comment section or the comment section of another dating YouTuber that you like to watch, who tries to offer some helpful advice and wisdom about how to proceed in life and dating. Sometimes when you're in the comment section, pessimism often looks like wisdom, when it's really just pessimism. When someone doesn't think they can do something or haven't been able to do that thing thus far, they like to convince others that they also can do it. No one really wants to be the only one failing. No one wants to be the only one not getting there. So therefore, they join the idea and the mindset and then try to spread it that this thing is impossible, right? Happiness is impossible. Great relationships don't exist. Every man cheats. Every relationship is unhappy. Every relationship and every marriage ends in breakup and divorce. People spread these types of ideas because they haven't been able to attain the happiness that they seek. Therefore, they want everyone else to think the same thing. That way, the reckless lifestyle that they adopt because of that disappointment and that trauma that they've taken on doesn't feel so reckless, and that dysfunction doesn't feel so foreign. They would much rather their relationship experience be commonplace no matter how bad it was, just so they wouldn't stick out, just so they wouldn't feel like they failed any more than people next to them. And I don't want them to feel like that either. But I also don't want them spreading their pessimism in my comment section. Now, with that said, I'm not talking about the critiques I might get on things I address in my videos. I'm talking about people who are completely against love and dating, but somehow or another find themselves watching the relationship genre only to attempt or do their best at trying to discourage other people from trying to find love, from trying to seek it. Many of them speak well, they're very articulate, they sound extremely smart in their comments. But again, sometimes pessimism is just pessimism. It's not always wisdom when someone says something contrary to what was said in one of my videos. The worst thing you can do is be on the path to enlightenment, redemption, fulfillment, rehabilitation, and then get hold of one of those ideas and think, you know what, they're right. There aren't any good men. I didn't make a mistake. It was always the man's fault. I didn't do anything wrong. They're right. All men are dogs. I'm going to stop dating. Quitting is for some. It's right for them. It makes sense for them. It will serve them. But it's not meant for everyone. Far too many people quit trying to follow what other people are doing or what's worked for other people. But solitude isn't something that will serve everyone the same. Some of us aren't built for solitude. Another thing that I always find in my comment section is a lot of self-pity. Right? And again, I'm not shitting on people who have self-pity. I think it's a stage of grief. We all go through it, but some people get stuck there. And then they want to spread it to other people because who wants to feel bad about themselves? By themselves. So they spread their self-pity. Woe is me. This thing happened to me. That thing happened to me. Everything in life happened to me. Failing to realize that most things in life happen through you, not to you. And once you realize that, you understand the power that you have over the result of your life and the result of your day-to-day habits. Again, some people are really articulate. They're very well spoken. But their self-pity isn't necessarily wise words. It's just self-pity. It's just self-doubt. Instead of feeling like a failure or feeling like I've made a mistake, they would much rather believe that something is wrong with the world than them. And I think both can be true at the same time. There are many dualities in dating. Of course, guys are dogs at times, but you could also be a better decision maker. You could also stop hunting and seeking out those types of men, right? Those things are both true at the same time. We have to stop acting like there's one reality and that's it. That's the only thing that can be true, is the part that validates whatever we tried to do or whatever we attempted. There are multiple realities in play at all times. And self-pity will get you nowhere. You can feel sorry for yourself, you can swear off men, you can stop dating forever. It won't serve you if you are not meant for solitude. You might as well make the adjustments, make the improvements, do your best to evolve and make better decisions. I've talked to a lot of women who wasted 10 or 12 years thinking, I quit dating, only to regret wasting those same 10 or 12 years when solitude didn't work out for them either. It just felt like missed opportunity and wasted youth. I guess what I'm saying is, don't allow self-pity to rob you of time, precious time. You only get one shot at this life as you. Another thing I'd like to warn you ladies against in the comment section, as far as, forming your communities and jumping into these conversations, is fake female empowerment. Fake female empowerment is absolutely a thing. I've watched a lot of the most destructive people I've ever seen in my comment section start a thread and start giving advice like they were me and this was their YouTube channel. I don't really mind if other people help you if they're sharing things that are going to add to your life. But the problem is, the most reckless, the most dangerous, and the most negligent women often want to give other women advice, right? They masquerade as the wise, as teachers, as prophets, and they give advice to women to do the same reckless, dangerous, stupid shit that they do, just so they're not the only ones doing it. Just so they don't feel bad, or just so they don't look bad by comparison. Women who are reckless and dangerous and this close to an STD because they bang a bunch of strangers they don't know by name on a very regular basis will get in my comment section and tell all the women that they need to exercise their sexual power as a goddess and screw all the men they want. They won't tell you that 1 million people a day catch STDs. They won't tell you that they themselves have caught STDs. They won't tell you about all of the abortions because of women getting pregnant from men they don't know and scared to have that baby on their own. They won't tell you about all the ruined lives of men being connected to women who are dangerous and toxic for them. They won't tell you about the women who have had to run for their lives from the men that they've connected themselves to permanently because they've had all of these frivolous sexual relationships and either gotten an STD or gotten pregnant, had the baby, and then had this terrible person in their life forever because they never investigated that person. They just slept with them because they were in hot girl season or hot girl summer mode or whatever. Like, these women don't tell you any of the cautionary tales. All they tell you is how they have needs and they exercise them and girl power. They're tired of being stigmatized. I get that. I don't think they should be stigmatized. I just think they should be in their own little box. If that's what they do, let them do that. But they shouldn't be encouraging other women, more conservative women, more shy women, more women who are in need of love and satiating relationships to be going out and doing what they do because they're not built for that. They empower women in a way that makes it look like they're trying to help them, but what they're really trying to do is change the culture so that in comparison they don't look as bad, so that they're not judged as harshly. I understand why women wouldn't want to be judged for living fast lives. But I don't understand why one would encourage a woman who's otherwise on a decent enough path to start to live a fast life that could destroy her emotionally or mentally. Everybody doesn't have the same level of strength or experience or trauma background. Some people are already coming from traumatic experiences and traumatic upbringings. To tell them to go out and hit the strip and be free is terrible advice. It's irresponsible. And it assumes that all of these women who are living these lives have happy endings, when many of the women who are in my comment section don't even like the type of life they're living. So many of these women might call a person a slut shamer when they themselves already feel shame. Whether or not you're happy with the life you live, whether or not you feel shame or shouldn't, is none of my business. I really don't give a damn what everybody does with their bodies. But I don't believe in misleading people simply because you haven't gotten the respect that you want living the type of life that you want. If you say only God can judge you, then really be about that. But please don't get in my comment section encouraging other women to whore around just so in comparison you don't look as different. That's fake female empowerment. That's not genuine. A lot of women are self-serving when they tell you to do stuff. A lot of y'all have a good friend or a family member who's living a fast life. And because she's tired of being judged, every time you get around her, she tries to make you stretch yourself into doing more things that she would normally do. Not because she really loves what she's doing, Not because she really cares about your freedom, but because she wants there to be two in the family. She would much rather two black sheep be in the family. People have the right to do whatever they want and live the type of lives they want, but they do not have the right to dictate how people see them and how people think of them because of that life. The spectacle doesn't get to decide the opinion of the spectator. You have the right to live the life you want, and people have the right to judge you for it. But ladies, be careful. When some of these girls get in the comment section and they telling y'all to be free and, do what you got to do, make sure that that's for you. Make sure that you're built for that, because a lot of women aren't. And I talk to a lot of women. A lot of my first time clients are like, listen, I just tried some stuff I would have never done because somebody told me to, and now I'm a little bit messed up. I have those conversations on a regular basis. I talk to 1,000 people a year. I can tell you that that lifestyle is meant for a very special type of woman, and most women don't fit that description. With that said, moving on, a lot of people will try to discourage you in this comment section, or the comment section of all these videos. I'm not speaking specifically about my comment section. I look at a lot of relationship comment sections, more on Instagram than YouTube because I don't watch these guys' videos. But a lot of women will try to discourage a woman from trying to find a good man, or a woman who might say, yeah, I got a good man. My man fits all of these descriptions. He loves me. He's this, he's that. And a girl might be like, he ain't no good man. There ain't no such thing as a good man. All men cheat, blah, 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 blah. Simply because she's never encountered a good man. Most likely because she hasn't decided on good men. Most likely because she's friend-zoned all the decent men in her life and said they were unqualified or disqualified for some reason or another. She hasn't realized the loyalty and the dedication and the focus from a man that she wants. So she's trying to convince you that the one that you've experienced and the one that you're currently with isn't that. Women will watch all my videos and tell me how great a man I am, and in the same comment section say good men don't exist. Well, if I exist, then others exist. I'm not that damn rare. I swear I'm not. All of my friends are good men. Anyway, my point is, please don't allow somebody's experience to discourage you from trying to live your life. Their path, their trajectory is based on their background, their history, their decisions, their environment, their dating ecosystem, them being in the right place at the right time or the wrong place at the wrong time. No two experiences are identical. So don't let someone convince you that just because they didn't or couldn't find someone for them, you can't do that same thing for you. Because a lot of people, quite honestly, aren't taking their own advice. They get in this comment section and tell you what you need to do, and then they'll go out and they'll still be chasing guys. Oh, girl, I would never do that to no man for no man. I would never da-da-da-da-da. You better tell him da-da-da-da-da. And you check their inboxes and they still begging for a man to call them. They still begging for a man's love and attention. They still begging for a man to come back over and have more sex with them again. And he doesn't care about them. He doesn't love them and he mistreats them. Just be very, very careful about who you let pour into you and who you let feed your spirit and feed you energetically. Ask yourself what a person's motivation is when they're saying a particular thing in the comment section that takes away from your energy, that takes away from your positivity and your optimism. Some of the angriest people have made the worst decisions, lived the worst lives, contributed to their own trauma, and haven't done the work to see the results in their lives that they want. Because of that, they hope that everybody else is having the same experience. One thing I've always heard is, you should never tell people how you're doing if you're not doing well. Because when people find out you have problems, half of the people are happy that you have problems, and the other half don't give a damn. I don't know what the exact quote is, but that's basically the gist of it. I can tell you that there are as many people in the comment sections of all of these dating videos that feel this exact same way. Some people are there for the pity party because they need that. They're in that stage of grief, which is natural. But there are others who are there to put people in the pity party and convince them that their experience hasn't been that good. There are other people who are there to discourage you from even trying to live an experience because it hasn't worked out for them. They weren't able to do it. A lot of people are trying to convince themselves that none of their experience was their fault. As it pertains to childhood trauma and things that they didn't have any control of, that's true. But as it pertains to their dating experiences, the guys they chased, the things they've done, that's not so true. We all play a part in our experiences. So when you're in these comment sections, don't let people sway you this way or that way. Focus on your journey and your growth. Anyway, that's all I got for now. Follow me at KevVic24 on Instagram. I'll get with y'all later.